Hello and welcome to this edition of SUNY Broome Up Front. I'm your host, Sock. Today we've got a great show for you. Our guest will be teaching us about Dungeons and Dragons. Welcome, Nia. Say hi.
Hi. It's great to be here.
All right, so tell me a little bit of how you get started with like D&D. Never played it. I've got no context.
So as a player, you would get a little character sheet to fill out. And up here you would put your character's name, their class, and their level, which is like, just like how
upper middle.
You could start off, but you can start off with middle level, but typically you'd start off with level 1. And for player name, that'll be where you put your name. Race, you could be any sort of race in D&D. You could be a human, you could be a human or mixed race. You could be half elf, which is like human and an elf. You could be a dragonborn.
Oh, I see.
A dragonborn, which is a human and a dragon mixed together. You could be a whole arrangement of races.
Can it be like, what are the things from Shrek that's like Donkey's kid and the dragon's kid?
I would assume that's a dragonborn, but instead of mixed with human, it's mixed with donkey. I think you could do that though.
That's who I want to be. So yeah, you're already giving me information, but describe the process of making characters in a campaign.
For me, making a character, I like to come up with fun ideas and then use the rules of D&D to make that character come to life with role play and
like
stuff
a
like
horrible abomination of a dragon and a donkey child.
Absolutely. And in order to make the character come to life, you're going to need your stats, which are on the side here. And to get your stats, you would roll a d20 to find out.
All right, and so tell me more about the d20. The game revolves around it.
So in D&D, you have a bunch of dice, and depending on how many sides there are, you refer to it as a d10, which this is. So that's actually a d12, my mistake. This is a d20, it has 20 sides, a d6, and so on. But typically you're going to be using a d20.
What do the numbers mean?
So the numbers, whenever you roll a number, let's say you roll a 12. A 12 is in the middle. It's kind of a good number, and it could be used to determine like what your stats are going to be or how much you are able to hit a character.
Explain to me the stats, or like the traits.
So there are different stat traits on the side here. Strength, you would roll and see how strong your character is. The lower the number, the weaker your strength is. But the higher...
So we want high numbers. High numbers is the name of the game.
High numbers. The best you can get is a 20. Plus you get proficiency points, so you can get over 20 with the proficiency points. But you don't have to worry about that right now.
I'm not worried.
Dexterity, you would see how flexible your character is. Constitution, you'd see how sound of mind your character's mind is, and other stuff like that.
All right, well, thank you for the information. And tune right back in where I'm going to try it.
Activities in the Homelessness and Food Insecurity Work Group held its annual hunger banquet last Thursday. The event gave students a chance to simulate meals at different socioeconomic statuses, teaching students
that food insecurity and hunger is a major challenge both globally and locally, and that there are things that we can do about it, right? So we try really hard for us to point out the concern and the problem, but not leave people feeling like hopeless or like they're hopeless about actually making some change. So that's why we have some vendors come in, some local charities and food pantries come in and talk about their particular charities or food pantries so people know where they can go and volunteer and be a part of things.
Students ate at one of 3 socioeconomic statuses, the lowest having a meal of rice and beans, and the highest with a steak dinner.
It was a really eye-opening event. Hunger is a much bigger problem than most people think, and it was really unique to see all of the different situations that people are in around the world.
The event encouraged participants to contribute a non-perishable canned or packaged food item for the campus food pantry.
It's most effective to get involved locally, right? So we have plenty of food pantries, Catholic Charities, Cornell Cooperative Extension, CHOW is a great organization to get linked in with. Those folks, they need assistance and need donations. And then on our campus in particular, we have a food pantry on our campus, so donating to our student assembly who organizes that food pantry, that would be great, super helpful.
For Broome Up Front, I'm Andrew Steele.
And I'm Hunter Truman.
Signing off.
10 out of 10.
Welcome back to SUNY Broome Up Front. Now Nia's going to walk me through a D&D campaign.
So now that you've created your character sheet and you have your little character ready to go, we are going to start the campaign. And for context, the character we have here is a rogue. Oh, the rogue has fallen over.
She's clumsy.
She's a young rogue with 2 knives in her arsenal and a destiny that awaits for her. So, your character is a young character that has heard rumors of an enchanted forest with evil animals that lurk inside of it. But if you're able to defeat the animals, you are able to find a great treasure that lies within. And as you explore through the forest, you come to a river. And across the river is a great treasure, the treasure that you've been hearing so many wonderful things about.
Looks pretty shiny.
So, how will you get to the treasure?
Well, I'm going to try to cross the river.
All right, roll the d20 and tell me what you get.
13.
A 13. So, as you try to cross the river, your character gets halfway through the river before they get to the deep end and they start to drown.
Oh God, I'm so tiny.
But luckily, your character is able to get back to where they
4
started.
feet tall. Okay, I'm out.
So, you've tried to cross the river, but unfortunately, it was not enough.
Yeah.
What can you do now?
Make a bridge.
All right. give
Human
me another roll.
ingenuity. 4.
So, as you try taking down the trees in front of you, you get severely injured, which doesn't help since you were just seconds
again.
away from drowning.
I got splinter.
But in spite of your injuries, you are able to build a great bridge that'll take you to the other side of the river.
Oh my God, that's so sick. Me, 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 me. I'm just a small child and I'm stuck. Oh no, the small child's actually stuck.
Get the child out. Get the
How about we
child
do
out of
this?
the bridge.
With magic power, I spin bridge around. Oh, and I'm out, and I'm free.
So now that you've crossed the Great
I'm
River, now that you've crossed the Great River and have fallen over doing so, you try to reach the treasure, but unfortunately, you are met with 3 evil animals that meet your
Oh my
path.
God, a chicken.
What will you do?
Can I make friends?
Roll and see if you can befriend the animals.
It's either a 9 or a 6.
That is a 9.
A 9.
So the small chicken seems to be on your side. The small chicken seems to be on your side, but unfortunately, the others are not. So you will have to fight them.
Rude assholes.
What will you do?
Well, I guess I'm gonna start swinging.
Give me a roll.
16.
A 16. You're able to strike down your enemies in one fell
dead.
swoop.
You're dead.
Oh, you got the other chicken.
Sorry.
Oh,
Fallen comrade.
Well, in spite of your fallen comrade, you were able to take the treasure home with you. Congratulations.
That's all the
Sock.
time we have for today. This has been SUNY Broome Up Front. Thank you for joining us. Bye.